James Gunn shares some Brave and the Bold updates and explains why there's no rush to bring in Batman. This is from Mark Cassidy at Comic Book Movie. A movie based on The Brave and the Bold was announced as part of the first Gods and Monsters chapter of the DCU slate. And while the project does have a director attached in the Flash helmer Andy Muschietti, James Gunn has repeatedly stated that the movie is still only in the very early stages of development. Bat fans may be eager to find out which actor will play the Dark Knight in the DCU. There are no plans to fold Matt Reeves' The Batman universe into the DCU, despite rumors to the contrary. But Gunn has now explained why he's in no rush to debut the iconic Gotham City vigilante. There's no set timeline for anything, the DC Studios co-CEO tells Collider. The one thing that I've tried to make clear to people from the beginning, in the way that I hope we're different, is that everything in DC is going to be based on the writers. Until we have a screenplay that I'm totally happy with, that movie is not going to get made, no matter what it is. So, we have been really fortunate with some screenplays. Supergirl came in and just, wow. Anna did such an amazing job. The Lanterns pilot came in, and now the whole Lantern series came in, and it's like, wow, that's wonderful. Wonderful work, everyone. And there's a couple other things that people don't know about, a couple of movies and TV shows that are greenlit or near greenlit, but it's going to be based always on that, on the story, because at the end of the day, if we're happy with the story that we're telling, that's what matters most. And once The Brave and the Bold gets to that point, then we'll make the movie. Now, this is a minor spoiler. Batman may not appear in live action until The Brave and the Bold, but we recently learned Batman may not appear in live action until The Brave and the Bold, but we recently learned that the Cape Crusader's shadow will be seen in the Creature Commandos animated series. This is an introduction of the DCU's Batman. Gunn said of the movie when the Gods and Monsters slate was announced, this is the story of Damian Wayne, who is Batman's actual son, who we didn't know existed for the first 8 to 10 years of his life. He was raised as a little murderer and assassin. He's a little son of a bitch. He's my favorite Robin. It's based on Grant Morrison's comic book run, which is one of my favorite Batman runs, and we're putting that all together right now. Peter Safran added, and this is obviously a feature film, and it's going to feature other members of the extended Bat family, just because we feel like they've been left out of the Batman stories in the theater for far too long. That is for goddamn sure. Okay, so I think the most important thing to come out of this article and out of these quotes from Gunn, and has me ecstatic, and I really hope that all the people that are like, I don't trust Gunn, I don't trust Warner Brothers, I don't trust DC, that is a statement that has not been said by a lot of directors and filmmakers and studio execs for a while. It has been so about the business of making money and slinging IP no matter what, that it's like, nah, we gotta get a Wonder Woman movie out. We gotta do another Indiana Jones. We gotta get a Star Wars. F that shit. I don't want you to put anything out. I don't think anybody wants you to put anything out if you're not going to bring the sauce. All of these, story first, character second, like, they're 1A and 1B. They really, those are the two things that have to hit. They have to hit. So nobody is in a rush to do anything. I guarantee you, everyone that was upset initially about hearing that Beyond the Spider-Verse was going to be delayed pretty quickly got over it when it was made apparent we're not only trying to make sure that we're taking care of our animators and not driving them to death, but that we want to make sure that the movie actually works and is done well, and we bring this trilogy to a proper conclusion. Everybody's ecstatic to hear that. I guarantee you. Same thing that if the Batman 2 got delayed for years, like it was going to be an additional 2 years before it was going to be released, I don't think anybody would be upset about it, because if you're bringing us the same quality as that first movie, as the Penguin series, people are going to be ecstatic. So with all of this, if we're not getting Batman in this universe for a minute, I can 100% live with it as long as you're bringing the proper story, and in which case, give us the time to get familiar with other characters that maybe haven't gotten a chance to be in the spotlight. Like, sure, you had Supergirl in the CW, but we haven't seen her in really in a movie capacity, except for the one that I think was like, the 80s or something like that. Didn't see her at all in the DCEU. So it'll be great to have time to spend with her, including, I appreciate the fact that the whole Bat family is going to finally get involved, because we really have just been focused on Batman and Gordon and Joker. That's really been the only three that have constantly been around. So since that's probably not going to get introduced in Matt Reeves' verse, the fact that we are taking our time to properly introduce Damian and, supposedly the two Robin story with Red Hood and Nightwing, all of that. Give me all of that, but make it good. Because other than the fact that we've been starved for good stories, you also have the mentality of, if you mess this up, I don't know if you're getting another run of this anytime soon, period. I think that the state of the movie industry, the state of Warner Brothers, as they have kind of made it clear by writing off all these movies and Zaslav making terrible moves left and right, they're kind of putting all their eggs in this basket to be the centerpiece for Warner Brothers moving forward. So if you want to be able to see all those other movies that aren't associated with IP or whatever else, the IP shit has to hit. So the DCU has to hit, and Gunn's vision has to make sense, and it has to flow. And honestly, that will only make things better for all movie makers, and especially for the DCU and the MCU, now that you've got a healthy rivalry like when you saw in the comic books with Marvel doing well and DC doing well. It just adds for more stories and more fun. And literally, as it's been proven, is there some superhero fatigue? Sure. But it's only really spawning out of mediocrity. If you're giving quality art, if you're giving quality work, the types of things where kids want to dress up like the characters and people are quoting things like you die the hero, live long enough to become the villain type shit. If you're doing all of that, I could do this all day. If you are bringing that kind of emotion and passion to your work and then the audience resonates with it, that is where the longevity comes from. That's where the fatigue disappears, is because now you've got a quality product on your hand that people are excited about. And that takes time. So let me know what you think in the comments.